Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey.
Good Sunday evening
I
to
feel
everybody.
so weird. I'm like trying to. He's so wide.
We're having some technical difficulties over here, and so we're using a phone instead of
No, I like the
our
PC.
laptop.
I like the laptop.
Oh, Lauren Garrison's on.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren. Hey, Pearson.
So when you guys come on, say hello, please.
We're gonna be fighting for space
Yeah,
here.
it's really frustrating. He's so wide, you guys.
I'm not wide. I'm just big boned. I'm just big boned.
It's just big bones.
Yeah.
Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
Oh my gosh.
Hi,
nice
Lucetta.
to see that. I'm like stuck, you guys. I feel weird.
What do you want to do?
I don't know.
Want me to
It's
stand
so
behind you?
little. You so wide.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi, Lucetta.
Lucetta, we love you. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Lucetta's amazing. She watched our kids, and she is Grandma Lucetta.
She didn't even charge us.
I know. She's so cute. What's going on, Jessica? Pearson. Chi. I don't know if I do that right
I don't
ever, but that's how it comes out in my head. I'm like,
Whatever.
Chi.
He knows what we mean.
Yeah. I feel like I'm Hawaiian when I do it.
How many people?
So guys, when you come on, say hello. We are on fire tonight.
Fire.
Oh my god.
Nobody's sleeping in this house tonight.
No, nobody is sleeping.
Nobody.
I'm not sleeping for a week, you guys. It's not. Pearson, I know
Pearson,
you
know what's
feel
up.
it.
You know what's up.
Hey, Crystal. Christina. Hi, girl. Seriously, I'm on fire.
Let's get to it. Let's do it.
Fire, yeah.
All right, let's get to it. So you start us up.
So you guys, okay. So we did a post, and it was mid last week. Eric and I went and we test drove a Maserati and a Ferrari.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And, part of this is, testing out some dream cars. What do you want? I have a little one. You got to go. We'll talk later.
We got you.
So here's our question for you guys. When you guys saw that post and you saw us driving those cars and the Maserati, the Ferrari, what were the things that came into your mind? And we want you guys to be brutally honest with us. Like, don't hold back if you're like, those stuck-up people. Like, what did you really think? Like, what did you think about that? Like, I want to hear from you guys, and we'll kind of go forward from there and talking about that. But I want to know what your guys' reaction was. Was it like, those people are awesome? Like, that looks like so much fun.
Did you think we were bragging? Did you think,
what did you guys think?
What were you thinking when you saw that post? Hopefully some of you saw that.
Living the life. Got it. Crystal, go a little further than that. Living the life. And what did you think, like what else did you think about that? Like, oh, the Millers get to do that, not me. Another upgrade, right, Jessica? No,
right.
It just add to it.
And also, could you see yourself doing what we did? Like, could you see yourself driving the cars we drove?
Yeah.
Or were you just like, oh, I couldn't do that, or there's no point in me doing that? It's
I'm not gonna go.
Right.
I would
What's
never.
the point of doing that?
Yeah,
like, I'm not.
Kind of like,
I can never have that.
Who does that and then post it on Facebook? That's so gross. You said it. Hard work pays off. All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Cute. I kind of want to hear a little more. Hey. Okay, so Lauren got you thinking about what your dream car is, right? Like, what would you want to drive? Crystal, no. They are pretty dang roomy. Only in the front seat because there is no back seat. But
you don't fit.
She's tall, babe.
She is?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh, she's a tall, beautiful blonde. Oh my goodness.
I knew that.
Crystal, he don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know. But you do fit in a Ferrari.
You definitely fit.
I kind of want to, can I share a little bit about my experience?
Share away.
Okay, so number one, we didn't buy a Ferrari or a Maserati.
Right.
And we weren't in the market to buy another car right now. It was actually just something that, it was like...
It was an exercise.
An exercise. To go and to drive some dream cars, try them out, go to the dealership, have a chat with them, and listen, we plan on buying more amazing cars. We are car people, and we had never driven a Ferrari or Maserati, so how do we know what we want if we never go in and actually feel, touch, taste, whatever the situation is? So it's really an exercise, and it's an exercise in putting yourself in the position of feeling the experience of the next step. What is the dream house that you want to live in? Go to an open house and go see it. Go feel it. Go imagine yourself living there. Get excited about it. That's what we were doing. We're not buying a Maserati today. I'm not buying a Ferrari today, but we're gonna.
Right, but we're creating, we did this, it was fun. It was a
Yes,
fun
so
exercise,
much
but it was
fun.
so much more than fun. We did it for a purpose.
Right.
We are creating the experience to go along with the mindset that we've created. And the mindset is that we can have all these things.
Right.
So it was an exercise to actually sit in it and to know what it feels like and to feel the acceleration, and we can reflect on these feelings and know what it's like and know that it's going to happen.
And feel comfortable in those situations.
Right.
Like I see a lot of people saying, I'm excited for you guys in your success and being able to have cars like that. Well, can you imagine yourself being that successful? That's the question.
Right.
And so really what we want to talk about is money mindset. And what do you believe that you're capable of, you're worthy of? What are your beliefs about money in general? Because I think most people don't even realize what they really truly think about money.
Right.
And I don't know, and like maybe I could share a little bit about my experience with that. So walking into the dealership this time, number one, I walked in my gym gear. I don't care. This is the car that I want to drive. I was very comfortable in it because we've been progressively like just building ourselves. But I will tell you that I have not always been like this. I was very uncomfortable around money. And there was this idea within me that I would never be able to make a substantial amount of money. That I was always, that my hope, and this is what I always said, and I did say this a lot, is that I just want to be comfortable. I just want to be comfortable. Like I know I could never have like an abundance of money, but I just want to be comfortable. And so actually when I met Eric, poor guy, I was so uncomfortable about money that I didn't want to know how much he made a year. He tried to tell me, and I was like, no, It made me so uncomfortable.
And like, yeah, she would get this weird, uncomfortable giggle, and she wouldn't, literally months and months and months, she wouldn't address it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And she wouldn't discuss money with me at all. It was a topic we were really not allowed to talk about.
And so when it came up, it finally was that point where I'm like, okay, listen, I'm going to marry the guy I should probably know, and he really wants to tell me, so I should probably let him. And he told me, and in my head, I was like, I don't know how to do that in my head. And I felt really uncomfortable. And even into the beginning of our marriage, I refused to go on a bank account with him. I would ask him for money, hey, can I have it? And he's like, what is wrong with you? It's your money too. But I had this money mindset that I was not worthy of that. Because I didn't have a degree, that I wasn't worth that. And now obviously with, growing and learning, I've learned that that's not true. And really I set myself up for just what I had, and that was not enough. So we want to talk about kind of the two different things that come with money and money mindset, and some things that we think would be helpful. Right.
And I think it's interesting, though, before we move on, to actually think about, this exercise we did of going to test drive these cars is actually interesting for anyone out there who saw our post and commented on our post, and to really reflect, what did you think? Again, what did you think? That's great if you guys can afford it, that's super, but was your thought that you could have this too, or this is something that is attainable for
right.
you?
Or if you can afford it, then enjoy it.
Right.
But why if?
Yeah, why if?
Why if? Because it starts right there, and it's just that simple, is thinking if you can afford it, well, why can't you?
Right.
Is there a limit to the amount of money that is floating around?
No.
Why?
Because there's an overabundance of money.
Is money like a thing, or is it just an energy?
It's an energy. Right. So that again, that's one of the misconceptions we wanted to talk about. That's one of the perceptions and mindsets we wanted to talk about, is that there's this set amount of money and the rich people have it and I can't have it because it's just there's a shift in money and it's just not coming my way, and I can't do that. I can't afford that. That's not something I'll be able to attain. It's just not in it for me.
Right.
But that's just a mindset.
Right. Those are people that grew up with money.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Or people that got scholarships and were lucky enough to go to college and have it paid for, right? So there's so many different things that kind of play into it, and mass majority of it really starts when we're kids, and kind of how your family is and how that blew up. You could see it.
Right.
It's so weird.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's different, you guys. We're not usually on the phone. But I mean, let's talk about some of the things that we think.
Sure.
And I think we heard a little bit of it today. Yeah. Even not heard, but we saw it on a post that we had put up.
Well, yeah, well, it was about Ty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know if any of you guys saw the post we put today, but basically I was walking with my son today, and he said, I mentioned to him that I drove my dream car, and he's like, oh, that's interesting. And I said, why? He said, because it's expensive and you can't afford it. And I was like, whoa.
And we don't, mind you, we don't talk like that.
We don't talk like that in our home.
So we're surprised.
So I explained to him, I said, well, you know, that's you know, we don't think like that. We don't think we don't think in terms of, oh, that's too expensive. Oh, I can't have that. We don't think like that. We don't talk like that. So I explained to him that you can have anything. But if you think that way, if you think, oh, that's too expensive, oh, I can't have that, then that's what you get.
That's what you get.
You automatically cap yourselves with the thoughts you have and the things you say. You cap yourself. No one caps you. Society doesn't cap you. Your family doesn't cap you. You cap you. So that's one of the things I wanted to express to my son. And again, it's not about material things. And I hope overall, we're not talking about possessions, but we're talking about your mindset of what you're capable of, whether it's an ability or a skill, or again, or it's financial freedom or financial level. It's all mindset, all of it. And that's what I wanted to kind of express to my son. It's not about, oh, that you have to have this expensive car. It's really kind of more of a symbol for the mindset and what you can achieve when you lift the caps off of your life.
Right. And I think, like, when I go back and I think about when I was in that stage of really thinking that I wasn't worthy of being successful in that way, you know, it was a lot of like, okay, well, I really didn't believe that I was worthy of it and that I was capable of doing that. And I never understood, and I never even heard the idea that there was an abundance of money. What I heard was, and whether this just be from society or just the group that was surrounding me, is that you have to trade your time for money, and you have to work very, very, very hard, and you have to kind of give up your life in order to be abundant and be successful and to have that kind of financial freedom, but you wouldn't have like actual freedom in your life. So I was striving to be comfortable. I just want to be comfortable.
Right, you wanted to pay your bills.
I just want to pay my bills because I was going
afloat.
Right. Because when I would go to the grocery store, I was so very, very limited that I literally like would calculate. Okay, when I get this can, it's $1, but with tax, it's going to be $1.10. And I would like once I hit my limit, I was at my limit. So I lived very, very, very strict. And so in my mind, just being comfortable, I mean, that was like.
Well, that's an interesting concept. Again, we talk about this time. It's surviving versus thriving.
Right.
Right. And a lot of people have that mentality is you're just trying. I got to make ends meet. I hear a lot of times we're just trying to make ends meet. I'm just trying to get to the next month. I'm just trying to get past this project at work. Just trying to get past this.
And then there's always a new one.
Right.
Always.
Right. So basically, where does this start? And if you guys have not read an amazing, amazing, life-changing book called The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, get on. Once you're done with this live, order this book.
Get on it.
So, but where does this start? It starts obviously like most things from childhood. So, you know, what were your parents' concepts of money? You know, what was said in your home about money? What was said in your home about people with money? It's something, you know, we don't think about that. You know, we don't think, where did this start? But, you know, it's good to reflect on that. Again, think of certain phrases that were said in your home. So, you know, what are some of the ones we came up with? So
money doesn't grow on trees.
Right.
Right.
Or rich people are greedy. You know,
the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Right. Like that one. Oh my gosh! Like how many times do we hear that?
I don't need a lot of money.
I don't need a lot of money. Or people that have that kind of money, it's excess and it's greed.
Right, and people
you're just
think
being greedy. You're holding back.
People think making that statement, I don't need a lot of money, is like a humble thing kind of.
Yeah, you're being humble.
But what you're doing is you're capping yourself.
Right.
You're capping yourself.
Or believing that having a substantial amount of money means that you're taking away from other people when there's so many people that are in need. But let me ask you, can you help anybody if you're not helping yourself first?
Right.
When you're on the airplane and they put down the oxygen mask, what is the first thing that they tell you to do? Put it on you, because you can't help anybody until you help yourself first.
Right.
So that's where you start. We literally can't do anything unless we're taking care of us first. Like, we just can't. And I can't give back. I cannot give back unless I'm helping me.
Right.
So that's another one that was huge.
Yeah.
Hey, Jennifer.
So, I'm just reading through our notes here. So again, those are things that
We actually took notes today. It's the
course, we
first
always-
time we've done that in a long time. Get it?
I don't know. So, these concepts, again, we're talking about money, because all money is an energy. And again, our greatest friend, Zach Slobin, says this: money is energy. And unless you start thinking in that terms, you're not going to progress in your connection with money. But really, money is an energy. And you can pass that energy along to people. You can give money to charity. You can give in so many different ways, but it's an energy. It's a sharing of energy, like everything in life. It can overlap into a relationship. Again, all these concepts, like people who say, I just want to be in a stable relationship. I just want
You're missing out on all the other things that you can have in a relationship.
Same thing with money. The way we think and the way we talk, we cap ourselves, and that's what we get. Like we always say, what you focus on expands. It's the same thing with money, with relationships, with everything.
Right. So where do you start? And for me, it was starting with really just getting down and recognizing what my beliefs were. And that was actually not an easy task. And so just like with everything else, I say it's so much easier to grab a book. You got to squeeze your little head in there. Sorry, like, is to write it down. Go through a list. What are the thoughts that run through your head? When you see a beautiful car drive by and this young couple's in there, what are the things that pop in your head about those people?
Right.
Are you excited for them? Or what are the things that you think?
Right.
When you see that mansion up on the hill, what do you think? So those kind of exercises actually really do help, because it kind of pops like the forefront. Okay, this is my subconscious, and then these are the things that I'm thinking about.
Right.
And even too, like the exercise of going to the dealership, go to Tesla and get in one of those freaking cars. But how did you feel pulling up on the lot? Were you super nervous? What are the thoughts that started coming? They're going to think this and that about me. They're going to know, so you really need to like put yourself in this situation where you can really focus on what those thoughts are, get a little uncomfortable. You don't grow unless you're getting uncomfortable, and write it down. Like, I'm a firm believer in writing it down, because then you can remember and kind of analyze what's been going on.
That's such a perfect point. Like, what do you think when someone drives by in this ridiculous car? Do you think, oh God, like that's just excessive. They don't need that. That money could be spent other ways. They could have donated money to charity. Or do you celebrate that person? Because if you're not celebrating that person, guess what? You won't be celebrated.
Nope.
So again, what we put out there, we get back. So it says if you can't celebrate other people,
and what their successes are.
Right.
And not only that, but it's so funny, the stories that you'll tell yourself about those people. Like, oh, well, they must, they live in Vegas, they're working in the industry, and they don't work hard, they don't deserve it. Like, it's crazy some of the things that we hear. And when you hear yourself telling those stories, those are your beliefs. You have deep-rooted beliefs, and that's what you believe about money.
Right.
So you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Right.
And I also think it's really important to start with doing, we have the physical exercises like we talked about,
Yeah.
but I also think daily mantras are really, really important in this. I think with any personal development, but having something that really reminds you, okay, when I get into those thought processes, so what is my mantra that I stop and switch? Okay, no. That's not what I want to think, because that's not what I believe. I used to believe that. I don't believe that anymore. And what do you start running through your head? What is the new thing, the new story that you're going to tell? I think that that's really helpful. Is there anything that you like?
No, I completely agree. I had a thought in my head, and I can't quite get it organized. So keep going.
I love it.
No, don't do that. Don't give me the stare.
Okay, I won't do it.
Right.
But I also think it's really important to have mentors. Have people in your life that you aspire to be like. If you're surrounded with people that you don't aspire to be like, where are you going?
Right.
Who's gonna light the fire for you? And who's gonna help teach you and guide you? Have mentors. Get involved in programs. There's so many personal development programs out there that you can get involved in that will help just like bring things to light so that you can move forward. But if you're stuck because you're stuck. You're not doing anything different.
Right.
So I think that that's really important. I saw it. Like maybe
No,
something.
I was just going to say, if people are, a lot of people think if they're not financially where they want to be, that, it's a product of their environment. It's not meant to be. It's just not meant to be for me. But if you're not, maybe it's time to analyze your mindset. Are you in a position where you're open to receiving more money? Some people think, well, I have a job and I have a salary and that's it. no extra money's going to come my way, and that's what you're going to get. Everything is
Well,
mindset.
And talking about receiving, that's huge. It didn't even come up in my head. But receiving is huge. I really pay attention when somebody's trying to give you something. They're trying to give you a gift. They're trying to give you
a compliment. Let's start simple.
I know. I was going to say that, a compliment. Do you receive it? Do you truly receive it and say thank you? Mean it, receive it, take it. You don't have to give one back. There's no obligation.
Right.
You don't feel guilty for it. Can you do that?
It's the same thing with money.
It's the same thing with money.
Same
Because
mindset.
unless you're celebrating that money and you can receive it and be thankful for it, it's not going to keep coming to you.
Why would the universe give you more of something if you can't accept it?
Right. You have to accept it. You have to believe that it's still coming. There's an abundance. Trust me, you guys, there's plenty out there for all of us.
Yes.
And it's you have to truly appreciate it and be grateful for it and accept it. And I even think as the compliment thing, I had the hardest time with that. I couldn't take a compliment. It would make me uncomfortable. And then for a while I had to give one back. I feel like I gotta do something for that. And now it's thank you. I really appreciate that. And I really do.
Right.
That's it. And I do the same thing with money. So thank you.
I didn't give you a compliment.
I know, you do all the time.
So again, back to that book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Again, if you haven't gotten it, again, get it.
Get it.
But there's amazing exercise in there, and it helps you to go back and again realize. They call it a financial blueprint, and financial blueprints obviously come from our childhood. It helps you unless you can change that blueprint, because it's ingrained in us. It's in there.
You can change it.
Right.
You just have to figure it out.
Right. But unless you can recognize the caps you've put on yourself, whether they've come from your family or wherever, until you can recognize those caps, you can't lift those caps.
Yeah. And it's as simple as things like something is too expensive.
Right.
Thinking something that simple. It's
Or that
too
car is
expensive.
excessive.
That's
It's just not necessary.
Or that's great that they've worked so hard for that and they deserve it.
Right.
That's celebrate other people, but also while you're in, feel the excitement of what that would be like for you, because you are absolutely capable of having and doing the same things.
And one of the best ways to do that, go out
do it.
and do what we did.
Yeah. Or go to a restaurant and order what you want off the freaking menu.
Don't
and
look at the prices.
Yeah, and go to a nice restaurant.
Don't do that. I'm not saying do this all the time,
Yeah.
but no.
Don't go to Chili's and be like, okay, I'm going to get this
Right.
off Chili's.
But
No.
you have to put yourself, you have to know the feeling of where, let's say you want to be, the place you want to be. You don't have to wait to get that feeling. You can create that feeling, and it will change your habits of behavior and your habits of belief, but you have to experience it.
Go
you have to experience it.
Feel it. Get comfortable in it. Get excited. And then every time you go back to thinking, oh, I can't do that, go right back to the feeling that you had before. Oh, no, back it up. When I was driving that Tesla,
Right.
or I was in that beautiful restaurant and having that amazing steak, the best freaking lobster I've ever had, that's where I belong.
Right.
And that's what I'm getting.
And think, I deserve this. I'm
Right.
worthy of it. I did it. I was there.
Gets me excited.
Yeah. Oh, we were
I get
fired
excited.
up.
Gets me fired up.
We were
man.
fired up, and not because we were going to drive off the lot with that car.
No, because I know for a fact that I am definitely going to get a Maserati. What is it?
The Quattroporte.
There you go. I'm getting it, and it's going to be pearl white. And you know what? They had the exact one that I would have gotten. The colors, the leather, the universe. Here you go. Go test
But
drive.
how
your
can you
future car.
truly visualize something if you don't know the smell of the car, the feel of the seat, the look of the gauges, the feel of the steering wheel, the feeling of the acceleration, the growl of that vehicle? How can you truly, you can imagine it, but unless you can feel it, unless you can really make it real, you're not going to be able to make it real. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So go out there and do it, but you got to start doing work on you and what you believe.
Right.
So start with figuring out what is your money mindset. What do you believe? What do you, like we said, when you see those people that are living that life that you want, what are the things that you think about them?
Right. When you're watching HGTV and you see one of those crazy houses, and you're like,
What do you think?
Gosh, God, how do they do that? I could never do that. I could never afford that. I could never
I'm
have
only
that.
ever going to see them on HGTV.
Right. Until you change that mindset and you realize, I can have that.
Right.
There's no chance you having it.
So
you
go do it. Write down your money mindset. So know where you're at right now. Go start experiencing it. Get mentors. Get in programs.
Surround yourself
Surround
with
yourself.
people who are doing the same thing and who are going where you want to go. Don't surround yourself with people who are in the same place they were. Surround yourself with people who are going where you want to go.
Right.
And know your value. Know your value. Believe your value. Feel your value. Not when someone tells you you're valued. And I wrote this down. I wanted to kind of address this. You got to reject the thoughts, the comments, the things, anything that people have done to devalue in your life. You have to push it aside. You have to realize that's not real. That's not truth.
That's them. That is not you.
Right? You have to reject any time you've been devalued. I don't care who it was. Reject it and know what you're worth.
Right. Build your belief.
Yes.
That's it.
I think that's it.
It's on fire.
Right.
Your head keeps coming out. I want to
I'm sorry.
redo it.
They only got to really see half my head.
I know. That's all I need. He's so freaking wide, you guys. I can't fit in here.
Whatever.
So, number one, thank you guys so much for coming on and listening to us
Yes.
on fire.
Such a cool topic, though.
I love
Again,
it.
because a lot of people are kind of like, man, we don't talk about money. It's a weird topic.
No, it's not.
Everybody wants it, and it's not greedy to have it because you can do amazing things. If you guys haven't, there's an amazing podcast out there by Chris Harder, and it's called
Yeah.
For the Love of Money. And basically,
So good.
his catchphrase is, when good people make good money, they can do great things. There's a lot of people out there. They're not all rich people are out there just living the life and kind of ignoring people. They are giving
They're
back.
giving back,
Look
you
at Bill
guys.
Gates. He gives like billions. Like there are people doing amazing things, but they have to take care of themselves first. So take care of yourselves and know what you're worth. Anything is achievable. Anything. Don't look at us and think we're any different than you. The only thing different
We're not.
about us is that we're doing it. You do it. Get out there and do it.
Right.
Anything else?
That's it.
Boom.
He's on fire. I love it. I love
We
it when
love you
you're on
guys.
fire.
As always, if you found value in this and you know people who would find value, please share it.
Yes, guys, please share. More people, spread the positivity
Yes.
and the growth and development
Right, we want
rather
people,
than the negative.
Right, we want people to reflect on themselves. We want people to think. We want people to go back and look at their actions and look at their thoughts. And you know what? If they don't like them, change them.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
All
We
right.
love you guys.
Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.